Ho ho ho, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Merry, Happy everything. Whatever you celebrate, hope everything was good, satisfying, fun. Hope everybody got to spend some time with their families and friends and neighbors and all that good fun stuff that the holidays are all about. It doesn't matter. Whatever holiday you celebrate, it's all about family and food. But seriously, though, mainly just about family and giving to other people. It just really is, the spirit of giving. It's what makes this holiday season fun and joyous and just really all around good. And yes, I'm embracing several aspects of the holiday season. I have my yes, it's a Yankee Santa hat. I don't have a Walking Dead themed Santa hat, but I figured I'd be as festive as I can. I do have my Negan, if you would call this an ugly sweater, Negan and the Savior's Christmas holiday sweater. I refer to it as an ugly sweater, even though I personally don't think it's all that ugly. But then again, not all ugly sweaters are ugly. It's just a matter of embracing the holidays. And of course, I got Lucille here. I don't have the Christmas light Lucille. I think I will just stick with this one for now. But you can imagine Christmas lights lit up on this. I think they were giving it away or something. I just didn't bother with it. Anywho, so I apologize for the delay in video that I haven't gotten this review out when I originally wanted to. Life has kind of been a little bit crazy and hectic right now, but I do have a moment to quickly discuss this episode with you guys and gals. I do remember most of it, although most of it is really centered around the Whisperers, so there were some little things here and there in the episode, and I'll try to get to as much as I can, but I really want to focus on the Whisperers. When it comes time for February to roll around, I will do a predictions video for the back half, or at least episode 9. But, the basic gist of this episode is the Whisperers. It's titled Evolution. I'm gonna give it a 10. There were some things in it that were like, eh. Okay, but I'm gonna give it a 10. And the episode basically follows a relatively simple trajectory. Daryl, Jesus, and Aaron go out with Dog, and they're looking for Eugene. Now, Eugene and Rosita, we know, both experienced the same thing. They both heard the walkers talking, and they don't know what to make of that. They're freaking out. They're both saying to everybody, this is not a normal herd. They're talking. And of course, everybody's going to dismiss that. Yes, it's, there's not much that's crazier than the dead getting up and walking around and eating people. That's about as crazy as it gets. So, talking, they were picking up rocks and throwing them, so. But I think for them to actually talk would be quite a little bit ridiculous. But from their perspective, you have to kind of understand, like, what the hell is going on. They didn't see people. All they saw was a herd. And all of a sudden, it's whispering things, saying, don't let them get away, where are they? All this kind of stuff. You gotta think, like, They're like, what the hell is going on? So Eugene is stashed away in this little farm. He's literally like under the floorboards, and he's telling them that the herd is circling around. It's already done that before. We saw when they first ran into it, Eugene and Rosita, that they're like, oh, it's long past us, and then it took a U-turn. And we're seeing that. We're seeing it kind of follow a pattern of wherever they are. Really. Daryl had this little alarm set that he threw to try and divert them, distract them. Didn't work. The big clue for them, I think, is just the walkers just, as they put it, milling around. They're just in an area. They're not going anywhere. They're just hanging out in this little clearing. So that's the big clue for them that something's up. Something's not right. But so they keep on trying to get to Eugene. They find him. The herd closes in. They get Eugene out. They try and make their way. Daryl tries to lure them to a different spot. It inevitably does not work. They get to appears to be a cemetery. It's like a maze. They can't get out, so they're taking out the walkers. Michonne and Magna, I think it's just those two. I'm not sure if everybody from that group got there. Maybe Yumiko is there. Anyway, they get there and they're sort of, they've sort of proven themselves to Michonne that they want to help. They're good people. They're gonna, earn their keep, and they'll be sort of a staple figure going forward in the series. So that'll be cool to see. So they're sort of trying to dig the gate out so they can get out. And the rest are taking care of the walkers. Everybody gets out but Jesus. He's fighting walkers. He takes a swing at one. Lo and behold, it dodges and stabs him in the back. And it is a whisperer. He says, I believe, something along the lines of, go, you are where you do not belong, something like that. And that was a shocker. I really gotta say, I was not expecting Jesus to die. I wasn't expecting him to die anytime soon, that's for sure, but that just sort of came out of left field for me, personally. I mean, that group, I really couldn't see them killing anybody off in that group. The whole point is to rescue Eugene. I don't think Eugene's dying. Aaron is sort of becoming like comic book Rick with the no hand thing, especially in the promos, so I don't think he's going anywhere just yet. And I was like, there's no way they're not going to kill Jesus. No, he's just stepping back in, he's really being a badass, and they go and kill him. And there's no way he could have predicted that was going to happen. I mean, none of that's on him. Yes, I don't know why the armor doesn't go all the way around. But he could have probably gotten out sooner. And then they take out all the walkers, the whisperers, and in the end, in a very Scooby-Doo-esque moment, Daryl discovers there's like sewn in the back of the head. So he cuts that, takes off the walker mask, and it's a person underneath it. So big reveal to them. I knew it, obviously, as a comic book reader. Most people knew it at that, going in that it was the Whisperers, because let's face it, if you don't read the comics, you hear all this hype about it, you want to kind of read, or at least know what they are. So most viewers, unless you strictly watch the show and don't want it spoiled for you, which I completely understand, that would be me. However, I do read the comics, so I do know a little bit of this stuff. But if I did just watch the show, I wouldn't. I would want it to be organic. If I'm being honest. So now they're basically surrounded. There's a bunch of them around. Yes, they're gonna get back. They're gonna get back to Hilltop. Promo shows them getting back. The dog survives, so don't panic about the dog. So now they know there's this huge threat that's going to be really, it is the focal point moving forward. Now, yes, the bulk of it is going to be done by the end of this season, but I do think parts will trickle into season 10 depending on how fast they want to move it. I could see them taking their time with it and having a huge war lead off season 10, or they can cut it really short. Personally, from where they are in the show now, first discovering them, there is quite a bit of story that I think they can flesh it out a little bit more. I really personally don't want to see it condensed into just 8 episodes. Now, don't get me wrong, if it's done right and done well, it'll be fine, no matter how long or short. Personal preference, I just would like it to be a little bit on the longer side. But that's really about it. There's not much else happen. If I did forget anything, I am sorry. It's been several weeks since I've seen the episode, but I will go into a little bit more detail when I do a predictions video. Yes, they've already shown Alpha putting the mask on. The promos look great. I gotta say, this whole season has really been phenomenal. Considering it was Rick's last episode in the main series, it could have gone downhill. But they handled that beautifully. Where he could come back in the show, he's probably not going to, but he's in his own little thing. He's going to be helming a trilogy of movies and should also see Heath. So the possibility of Heath to return, maybe Rick can go to Fear, because they're hinting that Rick and Morgan might not have had their last meetings yet. So it would be nice, since Morgan's set on in Fear, they have kind of established I think somewhere in Thackeray that this trucker guy, I forget his name, was stationed and he was helping his little pay it forward scheme. So they're going to continue that, as opposed to heading to Alexandria, which was their initial plan. So, yeah, that was well done. And given this, there's so many different series coming out. There's going to be different shows, spin-offs. I have my fingers crossed for a Governor spin-off. If anybody is familiar with the Rise of the Governor series of books, if you're not, definitely go out and read them. Borrow them, buy them, however. I went out, I bought all of them. Rise of the Governor, Road to Woodbury, and Fall of the Governors Part 1 and 2. Yes, there are more about what happens after the Governor. I have not read those. I've heard pretty good things about them, but definitely check out the Rise of the Governor series. It's very well done. And if anybody was a fan of David Morrissey's portrayal, like I was, I personally thought the TV show Governor was a lot better because of that human element. David Morrissey based much of his portrayal of the governor on the governor character from those books, as opposed to from the comics. Yes, the guy in the books becomes the guy in the comics, but he takes a very dark and very tragic journey to get to that point. But I don't want you to hear it from me. I want you to go out and experience it for yourself. Don't get me wrong, I like the comic book version of the governor just as much as the next guy, but he was lacking that human element that David Morrissey just really brought into that character. And he's still one of the best characters in the show. Him and Negan are up here in terms of the villains. So yeah, okay. I'm rambling on here. So like I said before, 10 out of 10. Top Walker kill of the week, I'm going to give to Jesus with all his ninja bouncing from walker to walker. That's going to be Walker kill of the week, kills of the week. Okay, top 5 moments. 5, Magna and them sort of even proving their worth a little bit more. 4, the attempted diversions of the walkers by Daryl and company. 3, rescuing Eugene. 2, fighting off the walkers. And 1, unfortunately, it's Jesus' death and the official arrival of the Whisperers, which obviously means Alpha's coming, Lydia is coming, and Beta is coming. The only one of those 3 who I really know in terms of actor, who I know the names. I think Samantha Morton is Alpha. I don't know. I forgot Lydia's actress's name. But Beta, I'm very familiar with. Whether we will or not we will see his face, it's yet to be seen. But played by Ryan Hurst. Yeah, that's his name. From Sons of Anarchy. So these shows are using a lot of Sons of Anarchy people. Madison got not got her start. She was in Deadwood, I believe, with the head of the ranch, Fear, Jeremiah. Otto? Yeah, Jeremiah. He was in Deadwood and Sons with Madison, and then Fear with Madison. And then now Ryan Hurst was in Sons, and now he's in The Walking Dead. So, very cool to see. I was very excited about that casting. I haven't been as excited about character casting on The Walking Dead since they cast JDM as Negan. 2 perfect choices, him, Ryan Hurst. Not that everybody else hasn't been perfect, but those 2 are just spot on. And I really can't wait to see what Negan has to say. Oh, speaking of Negan, I just remembered. He's out. In his moment with Father Gabriel, Gabriel either forgot to lock the cell or his slamming the cell got it unlocked. And Negan discovers this by bouncing his ball. He picks it up, and instead of going back in the cell like he does in the comics, albeit without the ball, he goes, drops it, and goes out. So that's actually going to be my number 3 moment. Sorry, Eugene. That's my number 3 moment, is Negan getting out. So we'll see. I don't think he's going to go around murdering everybody. But we'll just have to wait and see what he does now that he's out. But it definitely adds an exciting element to the show. So he was having these sessions with Father Gabriel they were sort of chit-chatting, getting things off their chests, and Gabriel was upset about with Rosita, and one thing led to another. So I'm glad I remember that, but that's officially going to be it for this video. Hope everybody had a wonderful, happy holiday season, and will continue to, because it's still a holiday season to me. Happy New Year. Please, everybody, be safe. Party responsibly. Don't do anything too foolish or crazy. And yeah, the next time I do a video, it could very well be 2019. So this could be my last video period of 2018. So it's right in the New Year straw, everybody. All right, have a good one. Deuces.